Hello friends, welcome to today's daily devotion. I'm Kerry Wood, pastor of the Goldston Methodist Church in Goldston, North Carolina, and we're looking at the domino effect, this cascading, ever-increasing experience that God is doing in our lives. Today we're looking at Colossians chapter 3, just one verse, verse 11. Hear now these words. Here there is no Gentile or Jew, circumcised or uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave or free, but Christ is all and is in all. It's a short verse, but wow, is there a lot for us to deal with here. First of all, we need to understand that here that Paul is describing is what we've been doing all this week in explaining the difference between the earthly nature and the heavenly nature, the old self, the new self, the false self, the true self. When we have died to our old ways of living and are putting on the new way of living through Jesus Christ, then here we experience something absolutely amazing. And it's not idealistic, it is not altruistic, it is not an inspirational, aspirational kind of thing that we talk about in our normal daily politics. And aren't our politics full of division? We're pitting people against each other all the time. We don't use the same categories that Paul is describing: Gentile or Jew, circumcised, uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave, free. The categories that we use are black, white, brown, rich, poor, educated, uneducated, white collar, blue collar, American, non-American. All of these different ways that we divide ourselves. And somehow we aspire to put aside those differences. But in Jesus Christ, in the theology expressed through our lives in Him, all of these divisions aren't something that we have to deal with because Jesus already unites us in Himself. Christ is all and is in all. So it doesn't matter how you and I might be different in earthly terms. If we will put our identities into Jesus and live on His terms, then all of those differences get melted into the joy of Jesus. I'm a member of the Global Methodist Church, and we call ourselves global because we aspire to live into the truth of what this verse suggests. We are intentional about being united in Christ while recognizing the cultural things that we can learn from each other. We had our convening general conference not here in the United States, even though the vast majority of Global Methodists are Americans. We held it in Costa Rica, where we don't even have a Global Methodist church there. Instead, we have agreed to work with the Evangelical Methodist Church of Costa Rica. Our next general conference is going to be happening in 2026. Again, it's not going to be in America. It's going to be somewhere in Central Africa. Exact location still to be announced. Why are we being so intentional about doing things outside of the USA? It's not because we are ashamed of being Americans. We are proud of being Christians. And so nationality is not the strongest consideration for how we choose to live. My friends, if we try to put any kind of modifier in front of Christian, we've already made a mistake. But if we put the modifiers after our Christianity, if we put Jesus first, then nothing else really has to matter. So, where are you in your life process? Are you seeing differences, or are you seeing Jesus? And I'll see you tomorrow for our next daily devotion.